of the night, coming back here in Nemesis Gaming League, where the regular season, is about to end, and things are only getting more and more interesting as we're finally about to start to see who is clinching. Many teams have already clinched, and many teams are just barely on the verge. This is where champions are formed, and this is where it is determined who will move on to the next stage. Before we get into that absolute hype, though, I do have to, of course, introduce my close friend and co-commentator for the night, and that is Biscuit.
Just happy you called me a close friend, and I'm excited to be here.
Of course, it's always a pleasure casting with you, Biscuit. Always a pleasure watching some Rocket League, and we do have a good one here in store for us today.
Yeah, we are lucky to have Dissolve versus Papayas, and I'm pretty certain it's almost a must-win at this rate for Papayas, and a clincher for Dissolved. If I'm correct. I don't even know clincher if it's a word or not, but I'm using it.
Um, Whether it's a word or not, we will use it. And I just want to point out real quick that both of these teams' current record is 6-9. Just want to say nice, and
Nice.
feels bad for this being the only moment. But Dissolved versus Papayas. Dissolved, if they win this game, will clinch their spot in the playoffs. I don't think their position will be set in stone. And I believe the Papayas, if they lose this game, they aren't completely knocked out, but they will have to rely on some fortune if they lose. So this is definitely an essential game for both of these teams, and both of these teams have had somewhat rough goes at the season as of late, both struggling just a little bit in their recent matchups. Papayas with the loss of a couple players, and Dissolve not having the best record. But who do you think is going to take this matchup, Biscuit?
You know, I I I play with Wolf off Dissolved in a different league, so I think that might show a little bit of his talent that he actually competes with a rival caliber player like myself, and he somehow is in Challenger, and he actually has been subbing up for Distortion pretty much every week and carrying that team too. So I think Wolf is a really good player, but Slimy could be an issue for that team possibly. He's a little rough around the edges. While Papayas regret's a scary man sometimes. I mean, regret sometimes can just pop off, but it's hard for me to vote against Dissolved here. Probably 3-1 if we're lucky, 3-2.
A 3-1. Lucky to have 3-2. That's a confident prediction. And I can't say I necessarily disagree, especially as the Papayas do have a prospect subbing. I just noticed in JD, formerly on the championship winners of Melons last season, still on the Melons this season, but not seeing quite as much success so far. Kino is absolutely cracked though, and I know this to be true, so you never know. Oh my goodness, what is that? Dissolved coming out with a midfield pinch pass play almost to start things off. And we're actually off to a very quick start indeed here. As the Papaya is firing back, Roosta taking a shot, but three defenders in net. That one won't pass through the defense. Wolf looking for a clear, gets one out. Gonna follow it himself. Can't quite find the 50 though. And that's all the defenders from Dissolved committed too far. Roosta's just gonna pop this one in the net.
And he just walked it home, and that big demo there by JD. I mean, sitting in the midfield, I didn't quite catch who he was. KN. KN just caught on the left side of the field. Last man back gets demoed, and Roost. Oh God, Roosta.
Roosta.
Roosta, chicken doodle doo. Here we go. Walks it in for a free goal and a free lead, and already making my predictions look a little rough.
Well, luckily games aren't always won in the first minute. Also, I do want to point out Roosta. That's a name that you gotta say with a little bit of emphasis. I feel like Roosta. I like that. I like that name quite a bit. It's fun to say.
Roosta.
Roosta. I hope
A
he. I
roost.
hope he scores more.
I do too. Get the emphasis. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I guess I'm a genius because I said I hope he scores more. He must have heard me or something. Thank you very much for scoring, so I can say Roosta with the goal.
Roosta, great shot, and JD, what's just a pinpoint pass right there for Roosta. God, Roosta to split the defense and get a goal, and they're up 2-0. And they're scoring fast and furious right now.
And
R.I.P. Paul
already,
Walker.
oh, rest in peace, Paul Walker. Indeed, making up for that as Papayas are actually coming out extremely strong here. Much stronger than I think anybody was expecting, especially with a prospect subbing, but Dissolved haven't been able to find anything so far, even in terms of sustained pressure. As this one's going to go clear. Kino looking for a clear. Actually just takes the dribble. Russo a little bit awkward in net, but no one there from Dissolve to take advantage of the awkwardness. Here could be an opportunity, but Wolf not going to put that one on target. It's Can up for the ball, but likewise, he cannot find the target in the mark. As, oh my goodness, almost an insane redirect from Roosta. Can't quite find the accuracy, but that was a dangerous play, and the Papayas are looking like they are out for blood today.
Yeah, they're just going hard right now. I mean, they're like a vortex, just sucking everything down, and it's crazy. They're just taking taking a win here if they want to. And yes, that's a reference to my loss today.
I was gonna say I'm surprised you want to talk about vortexes at all, Biscuit.
I was hooking Bubs up. He wanted to hear it, so I gave him one just to be nice.
There you go. You love to do it. Got to do it for the people. As Wolf gonna get this one past one, but defense holding strong still for the Papayas. This ball in the midfield. Roost on the dribble. Hard to dribble if you're not on the field at all, though.
That man don't dribble, buddy.
He came right back from it, though, as he tried to take another shot. This is actually a player that I haven't really heard of until today, and that's not to say that he hasn't been making moves, but now that I've seen him, oh my goodness, this is an opportunity for Dissolved, and surely they won't mess this one up. Wolf gonna put that one in.
Yeah, just a unfortunate little back pass center thing there from JD, and Kino and Roosta just not able to stop it, and Wolf eating his prey alive on that one and really just putting it home.
Oh yes, I'll have to see. Right there, he did look like the alpha wolf on the field. That's Dissolved now within one. Kino gets a nice clear. But I'm not sure. Have you heard of this Roosta player before today? Because he's really made his presence known so far in this game one. He's looked like one of the fastest players on the field, but I haven't really heard of him until today.
I haven't heard about him much either, but yeah, like you said, he is definitely making us know who he is. I mean, he's just everywhere, making every touch. He was a millimeter away from hitting one of the best shots I have seen in a minute on stream personally of that redirect earlier. I mean, he's doing everything his team needs, and that's a great player to have if you're, especially in Challenger or any league, having a strong player like that where no one even needs to know their name, but they're still doing their work, you know?
And sometimes it's the quiet players who can pop off and really be a key to victory. As a huge demo comes out, Kino barely going to get back to this one. An unfortunate spawn as well, as he bumps into JD, as he did not intend to spawn there certainly in front of him. JD with a nice save, though. Patience on the goal line from the Papayas. No patience on the shot from Dissolve, though. And this could be an opportunity for Roosta. 50s it. This one's still middle, but Can there. Clutch on defense, coming up fast. Papayas still keeping this pressure on. And Dissolved are really the ones who need to break out. They only have 30 seconds to equalize, but this is an opportunity. And Wolf, once again, will not fail to put that one home.
Wolf, I mean, just right down to KN and KN right back to Wolf. And Wolf, I mean, doesn't take a rocket scientist to say he's going to make those 10 out of 10 times every day of the week.
And already 2 goals and 4 shots for Wolf. 2 goals for Roosta as well. A little bit of a battle as Wolf gets another touch here. Now equalized. The pressure of scoring and regulation is off of them, but they're still going to want it as Wolf gets a hat trick off of a nice dribble play.
Just a nice move here by Wolf. Great patience. You don't see this a lot down to Challenger, and I'm not trying to say that rudely, but a lot of people you'll see just bang that shot and hope to beat Roosta, but Wolf in the Rooster pen on that one, you could say, and just puts it in the 1v1.
And that fake jump is a severely underrated play, in my opinion. Sometimes just forcing the defender to hesitate and think about what they want to do can be huge. Now Papayas are going to be the ones who have to try and fight back. Certainly we're not expecting this, and they won't be able to. It then seals the deal for Dissolved in the first game here.
And Wolf, I mean, you know, he got a lot of goals. He needed an assist to even out the stat line of 604 for a score right now. And just hits one up, and KN making the redirect to the opposite end of that. Nothing the defender could do. Just sit there and watch and pray for game 2 to be better.
And they will hope for the same start that they had in this game, but the finish is going to have to be a little bit cleaner if they want to take it to Dissolved. Dissolved looked not even that bad in the early moments of this game, but the Papayas looked like they were on another level. Now it's Dissolved responding, and especially Wolf, like you said before the series began, Wolf going to be a key player for Dissolved to bring home the win.
Yeah, and Dissolve really turned it on. I mean, the first minute and a half or so, Papayas just owned it, but then the last, I'm sucking at math right now, 3.5 minutes, just all dissolved the whole way, and it was just a turnaround in Papayas. They need to figure out how to start like they did, but finish like Dissolve did going into the second game.
And yeah, it's really going to come down to whether they can keep holding off the Dissolved offense, which has looked phenomenal. And I mean, what other than that, what really is it that the Papayas have to do here to try and create the same pressure that they had in the beginning of last game?
I think they gotta limit 1v1 and 1v2 situations. They're getting overcommitted a lot on the offensive end and just letting Dissolve pick one person apart in net. And it's really hard when you're in a 1v1 or even a 1v2 in a 3v3 league to try and stop someone from scoring on you.
That's definitely true, especially since arguably, oh my goodness, that was almost a double for Wolfie. Well, at least theoretically and probably in practicality as well. Um, there's a slight advantage in the head-to-head for Dissolved, as there's a prospect player on the field for Papayas. Making those team plays could be a crucial factor. So we see here Rusta going for the pass center. Kane shuts it down nicely, and this is a bold challenge from Kino as the third man. He does well to get a touch, and another one middle. Back to JD's, back to him. Wolf going to take control, looking for the pass. It's a little bit hard. Going to be tough for Can to find that one, and he won't quite be able to, but still Wolf with the possession. Finally, the Papayas get a clear. That one's actually on target. But the Papayas can't put it away. Now it's Slimy with the counterattack. Gets the shot on target. Kino with a beautiful save, though. And now JD looking to control. Gets a little bit bullied by Wolf, but not going to lead. Not going to amount to anything quite yet. This Can bangs one off the backboard. JD gets a clear, but it's only going to go as far as Wolf, who gets another high touch. Kino gonna have to make a good touch here. Does well, but really, in this first half, it does still look like Dissolved, continuing their play from earlier, still has the pressure, and the Papayas are kind of struggling to break out of their half, it seems.
Yeah, Dissolve just kind of camping. I mean, they haven't put a lot of shots on from what I've noticed. Yeah, 3 shots you'd say is a lot, but when you spend about a minute and a half in the other team's end, it's just a lot of balls really high off the backboard. And Papaya is doing a good job for the time being of standing off this offense and making the saves they need to make, but they need to put some pressure on themselves or they're going to crack eventually.
And they will definitely crack eventually. Indeed, as oh my, they without
cracked!
some help, kind of dropped themselves off the shelf and cracked a bit. As JD, I'm not sure if that was a pre-flip. It looks like it was, as JD gonna pre-flip own goal the ball in his own net.
Yeah, the unfortunate pre-flip. It happens to everyone all the time.
That's true. That's why I just pre-flip everything, so that everything is left up to chance.
Yeah. I let the Rocket League gods decide, Almighty Kronovi, decide what I do in this next move, please.
Precisely. And, you know, after almost 2 minutes of solid dissolved pressure, we did expect a dissolved goal to be coming from a second. Maybe didn't expect it to find its way like that into the net, but nevertheless, dissolved up one. But now an opportunity for Papayas. First, he gets the ball center, but too many defenders in the net as Kino has a free shot, but can't quite find the accuracy. And Dissolved survive for now. Breaking out of their half once again. That could have been a key opportunity for Dissolved. Oh my goodness, a pinch clear from Dissolved though. And now they're back in their own half. As this ball is going to go middle. JD there to stop this one again. Gets a nice dribble. This is just going to be an open net. Wolf has to rush back. Does well to shut down JD's play. And now it's Dissolved, actually with a bit of an open net, but not quite. And both defenses right now looking a bit frantic as both teams kind of overcommitting, but barely coming back just in time.
Yeah, well, it's game two. You know, both teams. I mean, you got Dissolved. You really want to win it, get on match point, but then you got Papayas really fighting just to not go to match point. And both teams just really living in the midfield now. We had a lot of pressure from Dissolve, but since that Dissolve goal, well, JD own goal, um, it's just been a battle of the midfield. Both teams not really getting a lot of shots up, just hitting the ball back and forth, hoping to find a way to get a passing play in. Oh, yes.
And there it is. And Papayas will find the passing play. A really good recognition by Kino to get that one middle. Wolf has to make an awkward touch to save the shot. And a great follow-up, a full team play there. And that's really what we're going to need to see from the Papayas to pull this one off.
And JD, 100% goal participation for both teams right now.
That's true. That's not a statistic that you'll see on the board, but it could be an important one. Maybe flex that. I scored the only goals in a game of a Challenger League game is something he might be able to say if he scores. But
So,
Kino gonna make his way onto the scoreboard and unfortunately shut that dream down.
yeah, Kino couldn't let JD get all the glory in this match. Just banks it downfield, and I think it's just a big miscommunication there by Slimy and KN. Not really sure who's going to clear the ball, and when you don't know who is, sometimes no one does, and you give up a goal.
I don't really know any other way that could be explained, as another one's gonna go in, and all of a sudden the Papayas get 3 goals in this game. And it looks like you said, the communication or just the coordination from Dissolved is falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, Wolf just pushes up, probably not expecting that big of a 50 from JD on KN, but it just 50s right in there, and there was nothing Wolf could do to stop that, except maybe rotate back post and wait like a normal person. But besides that, nothing he could have done.
Yeah, of course, and that's obviously too much to ask for any Rocket League player when there's boost right in front of you.
Boost is important. NA players especially, we know about that boost over ball life, baby.
It's unavoidable, and Papayas almost getting another chance here, but now it's KN who has a shot. Can't find the back of the net, but they will get more opportunities. Kino with a big miss, actually not something we've seen often from him. And Dissolved trying to find their way back into this game. JD with a touch off the backboard. Down to KN. The net is almost open, and a slow shot, but an accurate one from Wolf to bring Dissolved within one game. One point, excuse me.
Yeah, and Dissolve really dissecting the Papayas there. I mean, just keep hitting the ball at the backboard. Eventually, there won't be any defenders left, and that's pretty much what they did, and they get a goal out of it.
And now, I'm pretty sure Dissolve scored in the first game to tie it back up with not that much time on the clock. They're going to have to do it once again with even less time on the clock, but certainly not impossible. As Kino a little bit awkward here. Slimy going to have a shot. Can't quite get it on target. This ball will get cleared out. Now the Papayas just need to waste time, but that double commit is not going to help them. KN gets a hit to the side. Wolf with a shot. It's almost on target. Slimy can't find it. That ball is going to touch the ground. And the Papayas will take the second game of the series. Maybe even a little bit closer than it should have been with that own goal from JD.
Yeah, JD, I mean, only 1 goal not scored by him in that game, and that's a fun stat to say. He was 2 for 2, but really he was 3 for 3, and we're all proud of him for that. And he makes up for it. You do 1 goal, you got to get 2 goals back. That's the rule. So he did what he had to do. He owned gold once, got 2 goals for his team, and made up for it. So
Very true. It can be tough to come back from own goaling. Definitely a mental burden, but if you do make up for it, that's a net gain. That 2 goals to 1 own goal, the hat trick of chaos. And JD really was a factor here in game number 2, bringing his team back, just being where he needed to be at the end of the day. Dissolved gonna have to work a little bit harder if they want to pull this one off, it seems.
yeah, and I want to see Slimy get involved. I'm not trying to call you out too hard, Slimy, but this is 2 games in a row you've been bottom of your team's leaderboard, and sometimes you got to pick it up. At least get a second place finish here for your team. Put some points on the board. Do what you got to do, and get your team a win here and get on match point as soon as possible.
Definitely, and that's something I noticed as well. Not to say that Slimy is playing poorly, but I have noticed before, even playing him last season, he is an incredible player. You do expect him to be showing up, and if he does start making these plays, definitely could swing the momentum in Dissolve's favor, as we know how good he is. But for now, the series is all evened up. As we head into game 3, it'll be much up to whoever can get out ahead. As Dissolved with the first play, Roosta last back, but does well to take control, not panicking. As panicking can be extremely detrimental recognizes that he has time. Kino gets another clear out, but KN gonna meet it. And looking for another touch. Going for an interesting one, but can't quite find it. Now the ball is sent back to Dissolved's half. A little bit of miscommunication from Dissolved. But this ball is actually going to be set towards net, and I'm not exactly sure what happened to the defenders there for the Papayas.
So, I'm not sure. Okay, just a major overcommit by Kino and Rusa just trying to get back, but when you hit a ball 48 miles per hour from over half court, that thing's moving, and it's really hard to get back and catch up to that.
Seemed like just a lack of respect for the Dissolved offense. Maybe not expecting them to put that ball on target as fast as they could since they were in an awkward position, but Dissolve is still one of those teams that can come out with the bangers. They showed it there. Kino going for a double. Can't find it. Ball will get cleared to Wolf, who looks for the shot. Roosta gets a great save. And now it will be Roosta on the dribble. He's been dangerous before. Looks for the pass. Wolf actually misses the touch, but works out as the ball will be sent to the corner. Slimy with a nice touch himself. And, you know, I actually just noticed Regret just left the match, and I realized, I think, oh, okay, hold that thought as a huge pass play comes out from Dissolved.
Yeah, just a great pass out here by Slimy, finally getting a little involved, just setting Wolf up for pretty routine, I would like to say, for him redirect, just banging it right in the middle of the net. And JD, no hatred to you there, bro. That's a hard one to save. That thing was moving.
Yeah, definitely a tough position to find yourself in. Most defenders, I'd say, even from anything less than Titan, will not save that most of the time. Maybe even then it'll be difficult to save. Slimy with an open net here, actually. Couldn't quite find the power that time. But Dissolve now taking a commanding lead with that pass play and the previous goal, showing that they still know how to shoot. They still know how to take these opportunities. Now it's going to be JD to KN, actually, who's looking for Wolf. Can't quite find him, but Wolf looking for the mid pass. Gets it off backboard. Kino with a nice touch out, but Slimy actually going to miss that one. Just barely. Now it's KN with the dribble. Gets a nice 50. A bump from Slimy, and that one's open. Wolf going to put that in, and now the biggest lead that we've seen from either team so far this series.
I'm not trying to give any, like, cast or curse here to Dissolve, but game 1 and 2 so far, whoever's been leading the first half of the game has lost. So there's 2:44 left, and Papayas could keep that trend going, and Dissolve needs to hopefully break that trend for their own well-being.
To me, it sounds like you are trying to curse them.
A little bit, you know, more content.
But yeah, you know, we're casters. We live for the content, and we always want to see the amazing comebacks, as there still is plenty of Rocket League left to be played in this match. Dissolved very far from having this one secured, as Roosta gets a nice touch. Wolf there. Gonna get another one surely here, as actually JD beats him to it. Kino looks for the shot, but only finds a defender, and now the ball's centered over midfield. KN and Kino both up, and a huge pass. Roosta just needs to put this one on target, and he can't quite find the shot. That was a huge opportunity for the Papayas. Down 3 goals. They really need to be looking to take everyone that they can get. That's another one that's just going to barely go off the post.
A lot of pressure there. Russo just unable to finish the shot twice, and in my team, that's a IOU type of situation. He needs to score one of those, and he needs to make up for it soon.
And definitely for his team's sake and for his own mental sake, we'll be hoping to, as they will have another chance now, but the shot's right to KN. Nothing going to come of it for the Papayas. JD looking for the pass center. Can't find it. No teammate there to take the shot. Another miss from Roosta. And now less than a minute, 30 left. Papayas going to have to pick up the pace even more. But Dissolve doing a really good job of shutting down the offense and getting some offense of their own to waste even more time off the clock. Wolf with possession play. Very smart. Just wasting even more time off. Roosta with a huge dunk. Slimy, awkward, but makes a fantastic touch. Trying to find another one, but Kino's there. And now only a minute left. Still no goals for the Papayas in this game. They're going to have to come out fast. And oh, that's an opportunity for them. Still an opportunity, but Roosta backflips. And now Dissolved are going to break out once again. It's looking like they're going to be able to hold on to this one. Unless, and especially if Dissolve can score again, it's looking like it's out of the Papayas' hands.
Yeah, and Wolf putting his body on the line here, just getting in the way and slows down Roosta just enough with that smoke screen of a getting demoed for Slimy to creep that one in and maybe lock up this game 3 for Dissolve.
And this is the first time that we've seen such a dominant performance from either of these teams in this entire series. And Biscuit, I just want to bring it to you. I mean, what do you think is the difference in this game, and what has allowed Dissolve to take control?
I think it's just shooting. I mean, shooting percentage wise, obviously, Papayas with no goals, everyone's shooting 0% on their attempts, but Dissolve was really capitalizing, and we saw with Roosta two pretty makeable shots and a third with a backflip where you need to capitalize on those. This game's important for both teams, and you can't be letting those opportunities slip through your fingers like that.
And Papayas maybe actually will be able to just get one. Oh, well, we're just going to pretend that shot wasn't shootable. I mean, at that point, you're not going to win it. There's no reason to make the shot, except maybe for a tiny mental boost. But that will be a 4-0 scoreline for Dissolve as Kino drops a nice shot in all caps.
Yeah, it was definitely a close game, and I mean, it's not over yet, right? You still got a game, 2 games left, and you got to make it happen. I mean, Papayas, it's win or go home. Well, I think I saw someone chat earlier say they don't make playoffs at all now, but we're gonna treat it like it's win or go home, and you got to play with your back against the wall and go hard. I mean, there's nothing to lose at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, when playoffs are on the line, you have to put everything you have on the line. And even if maybe their hopes are eliminated, still 3 series. I mean, only like 2 and 2/5 if you count this game. You just got to lay everything else on the field and prove that you still are a team that can compete. Papaya is definitely not out of it yet. Something I do want to note: isn't Regret on the Papayas? Why isn't he playing in this series? I'm very confused.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe baseball or something. I don't know. I don't know where he's at. Oh, there he is. He's in.
Oh, and just like that, Regret is in the game. And this could honestly be, I mean, no offense to JD, but Regret is a phenomenal player and one that I expect can elevate the roster of the Papayas if no one else can. I am slightly confused if I'm not sure if he joined late. I thought he might have been here the whole time. But I'm not sure why they're summing him in now. Hopefully it's not too late for the Papayas.
And maybe he's like the hidden ace in the sleeve or the relief pitcher for this Papayas team. Maybe he comes in and just goes absolutely bonkers and drops a hat trick back to back games and Papayas win. And we have all the content we could ever want. Sorry, I got a
All
little
right.
excited thinking about it.
Well, Biscuit, he's dreaming a little bit right now, but
I'm a
for
dreamer
the
too.
content's sake and for the Papaya's sake, we're hoping that he's right. We'll have to see though. He's gonna have to take it one game at a time. As already, Papayas finding a little bit of their stride. As oh my goodness, up. I'm just gonna not talk because Wolf just completely dunks the absolute life out of Regret there. And wow, what a first goal!
Oof. Regret, weight room, brother. And Wolf, get off the roids. All right?
As you all know, steroids are a bannable offense in Nemesis Gaming League. Well, okay, I'm sorry. That's not actually factual information. We have nothing about steroids because I don't think they would affect gameplay. Moving
That
on.
makes it worse.
Uh,
Oh,
looks like Dissolved are going to stroll in for another goal to make it 2 and getting a little bit concerning for the Papayas.
yeah, and Wolf, we need to check him for some like enhancement drugs at this point because that's 250s that have led to a goal, and he's putting on OG Fireburner vibes right now, and he needs to chill a little bit.
Honestly, I think he's just been hitting the weight room, Biscuit. I mean, when you're doing your squats, you're putting in hours. You can't skip leg day. It doesn't look like Wolf has been at all.
Uh, he only does legs. Arms are for weak.
Yeah, that might be the case. As oh, there's the arms. Okay. As KN with a shot, and oh, Kino with a huge save. That was huge for the Papayas, as now they might be able to get some sort of offense going. Maybe not quite yet, but Kino will get this one clear again. As Slimy just continues to barrage this backboard. Another shot opportunity, and Wolf narrowly misses the double tap. That would have been devastating for the Papayas. Still in this one, though. Can looking for the air. Slimy only goes as far as Roosta, who gets it to Slimy. A little bit of a friendly team bump to put his teammate back into position.
You
As
always got to
KN,
reach.
oh my goodness, KN with an insane pass. I don't know if he got a flip reset, but he gets the ball past all three defenders. And KN, this man is not a prospect anymore. Put some respect on his name.
I think he did get the flip there, actually, and that's crazy. And Wolf, I mean, we said it earlier, we'll say it again. 10 out of 10 every day of the week. He's putting that type of shot in for your team. Open net's free low for him.
And even having a player that can do that on your team can be a lifesaver. You know, I of course would never struggle with an open net myself. That's
Yeah.
false.
Yeah,
But
it's
some
completely
people, you know, sometimes it's the open net can be the hardest shot there is. Even if it's right in front of the net, net is never open enough to not miss it.
crossbar, best defender in the world. So,
That's straight facts. There's no better defender in NA or EU. Just end the discussion right there.
yeah. The only place that's not the best is Oceania for some reason.
Yeah. Well, because then the ball just lags through the crossbar and goes in anyways.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Going back to our game, though, Gan looking a little bit awkward here. Now only half of the game left. Papayas are going to have to try to find some momentum as Kino looks for the double tap. Can't quite find it.
We'll popped up.
Looking like he's had no boost for a while now. Still the Papayas on offense. Might be able to generate something as a team bump from Dissolved. Could give another opportunity to the Papayas. Wolf's alone on defense. Gets a fake. A double fake. And the double fake play does not pay off for Wolf. I think he's strongest when he hits the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he went with the bench press clear here. He should have went for the leg press, but, you know, Rusta reading the miss perfectly, puts it in, and there's still 2 minutes left. There's a lot of time for Papayas to come back and win this game and give us a game 5.
Yeah, all they need is a goal a minute. Not too much to ask for. They also have to avoid letting in goals, which might be a little bit more difficult of a task. But the Dissolved's defense has not looked unpenetrable. And if the Papayas can find some quick plays here, might be able to turn it around. Maybe if Regret warms up a bit. I don't know if he was playing before this, but if he wasn't, as that was almost an opportunity for Papayas, but instead Can almost gets a fast counterattack. But Kino getting a 50. Now the ball's once again in Dissolve's half. Slimy with a huge pinch out. Barusta tries to catch it, doesn't get the best touch, but Kino's there to clean it up. Gets a pass middle. Wolf's there to get a touch. And now it's going to be Regret to Slimy. And right now this is just going back and forth all of a sudden. I don't think this favors Papayas. They need to find some way to break down Dissolve's defense, and this isn't the way to do it. Kino narrowly avoids Disaster there. He still has 0 boost, though. Disaster could still be incoming for the Papayas. As now only a minute left. Where did that last minute go? The Papayas are surely wondering. Now they have to score 2 goals, and the time is running out.
Clock is not in Papaya's favor right now. They need to go fast, and they need to just hope for a goal. If they get scored on now, it's not the worst thing. It's almost better to get a second to regroup. But they can't be passive here.
They really just do not have any more time as Roosta Taquino just misses the shot, and that was the opportunity that they needed to take advantage of. It was not an easy play, but now 2 members up for the Papayas. This can't be good for them. Kino, though, with another touch, gets it off the backboard. Awkward for Slimy. Slimy comes in clutch when his team needs him most. And Regret with a huge dunk. KN misses the ball. Roosta needs to score here. Kino tries to get the touch. Can't find it, though. And with 5 seconds left, Papayas need to score now. And they do score. 2 seconds on the clock. It is possible.
If they score in this 2 seconds, I might have to run a lap and take a shower. Maybe a cold shower, because that would be hot.
That... yeah, you know, I could just go outside because it's raining currently where I am. But if they can do it, that would be absolutely incredible. The ball's going to go up. Regret with the shot. Slimy's going to get a touch out. Is there a Papaya there to take advantage? Kino pre-flips to keep it up. The ball's still up. Roosta taking control. Gets a pop off the side. Regret has to try to make something happen, but the ball is going to hit the ground. KN, you're no fun. Just keep it up, man.
Yeah, rule whatever 75 of Rocket League. You don't let it drop. Unless you're foam in season 1, you probably should have not let it drop there too, actually.
Oh, topical. That's what I was looking at in some chat earlier today. I never knew about that play until earlier today, and that was incredible. But
it's an OG reference right there.
this series Definitely was a good one. Dissolved came out strong, and well, actually, the Papayas are the ones who came out strong, but Dissolved are the ones who were able to maintain their composure and in the end come away with, I guess you predicted it pretty much perfectly, the 3-1 win.
3-1, and we were almost lucky enough to get to the 3-2 opportunity. So I think I nailed it today. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, kind of a spot on prediction, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's that big, massive biscuit brain that wins 38 straight and then loses to Vortex. It's just
You
massive.
know, we can't all be perfect. Uh,
But you're perfect, best friend.
aw, thanks, Biscuit. All right. Well, before we get too spicy here, once again, a brilliant performance from both Dissolved and Papayas. I think the Papayas now, if what was being said in chat is true, then their playoff hopes might be no more, which is unfortunate. They are still a legendary team. But Dissolved looked in really good form today, and I'm excited to see them in the playoffs. I'm sure that we will get some more good content from them. I hope to see more of Wolf. If he keeps hitting the weight room, those 50s can only get stronger. But once again, a beautiful performance from both teams. Right after this matchup, we are going to be coming back with one more game where we will be heading into the Novice League, where two 11-4 teams, the top of Novice League actually, in Diffusion and the Kiwis, will be matching off. And make sure to stay tuned as that one should be an excellent series. It's been great casting with you, Biscuit. As always, appreciate having you here.
Thanks,
And
best friend.
we'll catch you guys in just a bit. I think it'll only be a short time before we're back, but go grab some water, go grab a snack, and strap into your seats for the next one, as we will catch you just after this short break.
Oh yeah.